who are you? What's the project that you're working on?
Our director's name is Chris Esca, and he's from Gonzales, Texas.
Okay.
My name is Jason Wehling. I'm a producer on it, and our other producer is Jacob Esquivel. He's from San Antonio. I'm from Austin. It's a team. We've worked together. We made a movie together 5 years ago called August Evening.
Okay.
It was Chris's first feature. We had a small independent release. This is another small independent film. That's what we're doing. We're really trying to take what we learned from that film and do it again. This film doesn't have a final title. The working title is September Morning. It's just a play on August Evening. It's a Civil War era story. It's not about the war. It's not about battles. It's about a young boy who works for a bounty hunter in the South, and he is sent to retrieve a wanted man who has a particularly high ransom and bring him back to the bounty hunter because the bounty hunter can't go where he sends the kid.
Okay.
And along the way, the kid develops a relationship, an unexpected relationship with the guy he's bringing back, and is flummoxed whether or not he wants to turn him in or not.
Okay.
That's the basic outline. It's we're shooting 30 days, all Texas. We got a small crew, low budget, but it's kind of the most ambitious thing any of us have ever tried to do. It's they say don't do period films on low budgets. They say don't do films with kids on low budgets. All these things, and we're doing it, and it's working so far. We're about after tomorrow, we'll be a third of the way through the shoot. We'll be shooting most of the rest of the film in Gonzales. I'm in Brenham, a little bit in Houston. But we've been working on it about 1.5 years so far. It'll be 2 years before I'd hope to see it in the theater, if we can get it there. Which we're lucky enough to get the last film in about 20 cities.
So it's a Texas-based production. What other areas have you worked in thus far?
Of Texas?
Yeah.
We've only shot in Gonzales so far. So the location of the film is a little ambiguous where we're set. We came out here to get because it's a film about a journey and it's mostly outside. We wanted a variety of looks. So when it starts out on a more southern location, and we're shooting down some river bottoms there that have like big trees, no leaves. It's very gray, and they're sent north. And so when he gets north, boom, we appear, and we're in Woodville in the Pines. We shot yesterday with a frosty morning, so it's like, oh, now we're somewhere different. And then they slowly make their way back. But so we shot in Angelina National Forest. We shot in Martin Dice Park.
Sure.
We shot on the Springfield Farm, and here we're out on the Temple Ranch. We're gonna wrap up tomorrow. Might be a combination of Angelina and one other private farm.
Okay. Is there anybody in the movie that we've heard of?
No.
No. Okay.
Our stars are relatively young and new. Tishawn Scott is one of our leads. He's a young man from Houston. He's lived in LA for a while, just moved back. He says he had to move back here to get a lead role, which is interesting. He's out there for years. He's got some good roles there. He studied at UCLA and in acting there. He's terrific. Our young boy, his name is, I don't remember his last name. Ashton Sanders, I think is his last name. Sanders. Don't quote me on the not knowing. Yeah,
well,
Ashton Sanders. Our other lead, the young boy, who's actually the star of the film, he's standing right there. It's the one in the middle.
Okay.
Ashton Sanders. He's from LA. He's been doing a lot of theater, and this is his first movie. One of the things you do when you have no budget is you spend more time. I don't know if you've heard the mantra of fast, cheap, and good. You can pick two of them. So we're going slow and cheap.
Sure.
And hopefully getting good. We're letting go of the fast. So Chris auditioned more than 800 people for different roles in Austin, San Antonio, and did go out to LA for a week and audition some people. And that's where Keston John is the third lead. He's the uncle of the young boy. And those three, so we have two guys from LA and the other guy's from Houston. The rest of the film is mostly populated with Texans in a variety of roles. We spent a lot of time in the last 2 years going out to reenactments and meeting these reenactors and trying to get them knowing about what we're doing, because we knew when it came time to it we couldn't afford a bunch of uniforms, and we couldn't afford any of that. And these guys seem excited about being in the movie.
I know several of these guys, and I know that they're all thrilled with it.
Yeah, so it was like, well, we're trying to make something different. If you're willing to come out and help us, we really appreciate it. And so far it's worked really well. We staged the biggest thing in the movie. We have a couple of computer-generated shots that we've been working on to see like a whole camp of tents and stuff like that. We couldn't afford a whole camp of tents, but we did a practice run in the fall and built a practice shot, and it works, so we can convincingly have 100 tents in a field.
Well, and somebody said yesterday you were doing some chroma key work.
Yeah, what we're going to do, we took 5 guys and we shot them against the green screen, and we're going to populate that Union camp with little guys. So if you look really closely in the final, they're going to be tiny, but you probably notice there's a few of the same guy. It's the only way we could afford to get that many people in one field, just to fake it. We're going to do a little more of that today. We're going to take, they come upon a field where a battle has just happened, a couple days before, and there's just bodies. And we're taking about 15 reenactors and making them into somewhere between 60 and 100 to make it look like a bigger. What else? We're going to shoot. I mean, the other things we've been doing is it's about locations. One of the things we've realized is that if you find pretty places and interesting places, they add production value. You can't spend a lot on the film. We want it to feel like a big film, be cinematic, and actually be convincing that it's a large-scale film. So we spent, weeks last winter driving around to see what everything looked like in the winter. So nothing's surprising us this year. It's like, okay, we've been here. This looks the same. We are going to probably shoot a little bit on the George Ranch down in Houston. I don't know if you've been there. It's a historical park. Yes. We need a one-period building for a scene. We'll shoot there. We're going to shoot at Barrington Farms in Brenham. 2 days we'll be there, and we're using it for 2 different locations. There's multiple buildings. We'll just use one for the opening of the film and one later on. What else? That's most of our stuff. We've got, because Chris is from Gonzales, we use that to get things. They helped us a lot. We shot the whole last film in Gonzales. Gonzales and San Antonio, but the community has kind of risen up and helped. So we got, sometimes they cook us lunch, sometimes they bring us hot chocolate, sometimes they let us use their farm we're shooting on one guy's farm there for 10 days, and we built cabins, we built a shack, we've driven so much on there, we've created ruts in the road, and he's going to do a small role in the movie and make up for it, and we'll see how that works. Not specifically as a trade, but because he looked awesome too.
Well, have you found most people accommodating?
Oh yeah. Nothing but generosity everywhere I've gone. Just while we've been here, I've been trying to pick a random place every day and order lunch, and trying to go to the small businesses and just check it out. We got tacos yesterday from a taco stand in Woodville, and they were great. And the other day we ate up in Zavala. And the person we went to there was awesome. It's really nice out here. When we drove out last year, we were like, oh, this is a good place to base ourselves for a week and get a variety of looks. Some swampy looks and some big, nice pines.
Oh,
kind
sure.
of forest. The stuff we did in Angelina, they're just walking through endless rows of pine trees, and you don't get that anywhere near Austin. So Bastrop has some, but it doesn't go on as long. So it's going to be good. I'm really excited about the film in general. By day, all of us do something slightly different. I do work in the video business, but I do corporate videos and commercials and things like that to pay my bills. And then every so often, you take some time off. I'm not, most people on here some people are getting paid, some people are not. The people who are getting paid are getting far less than a minimum wage, and they're all just independent contractors. They come out here when I can. I staff them up and just bring them in. And some people are like, I can only give you a week. Okay, we'll take it. We'll make it work. But the core group, about half of our team was with us on the last film, and it was a miserable, horrible experience. We shot long days, and that one we shot in August in Gonzales, so it was 100 plus most days.
Yeah, and then you come here and it's in the 20s.
So this is the opposite world. But they came back, and that's a good sign. That means they thought it was worthwhile when it was all said and done. I think a couple of them didn't think it was worthwhile until they saw the final product, and were like, oh, that's why we did all that. But I was really proud of the last film. Chris is an amazingly talented director. He's he's a really, really clear vision of what he wants, and that's one of the only reasons. I don't produce much, but because producing is really about doing a little of everything, and picking up the slack on a small crew like this is doing anything that nobody else does. I also make dinner.
Well, I actually,
because his vision is so strong, he's one of the only people I'd be willing to do that for.
Yeah.
It's ESKA if you want his Chris Eska.
Chris Eska.
The last film, he was very successful with it. We were fortunate enough to we premiered it at the Los Angeles Film Festival and won the festival, won the top drama prize. went on to sell the film. We didn't make money, but we broke even. Everybody came out okay.
That's half the battle.
Yeah, that was the first stage, and then we went on to. We played 20 cities. It won an Independent Spirit Award, which is kind of like the mini Oscars for independent films. It won an award for the best film made for under $200,000. And hopefully this will. I don't necessarily want to win the same award again, but we'd qualify. It's going to be another cheap one.
Well, outstanding.
Yeah.